Hi, this is the Bratz Boys Club, and I am Jesse, and today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. This Bratz Boy is a very unique, very particular, very special Bratz Boy. I'm not gonna say I was very excited for this Bratz Boy, but when I actually bumped into him, I could not believe that I was probably going to have my chance to own him. There are a few reasons why he is very special. And I believe I bumped into him a few times a few years ago at a couple of auction websites online. I was just not really in the market for anything. Like I said before on some of my other videos, I was really not interested in collecting anything. This, however, is a very unique, very rare Bratz Boy. And he happens to be one of the same first 5 Bratz Boys from the Bratz line. So that's not the reason why he's very special, very rare, very unique. There is another reason. Supposedly, this Bratz Boy was from I believe, let me take a look here. Let me just find out. There is a reason why he is. This is a one Bratz Boy for this specific series or collection, as in, this Bratz Boy is the only one for this specific collection or series under this name for that year. It looks like there were 3 series or collections for that year, but they were there was only one Bratz Boy picked for each one. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but from what I'm seeing on my fandom page for the Bratz Boys, that's how it comes up, that's what it shows. So, without further ado, the Bratz Boy that I'm going to introduce you to today is the Cowboyz Cade. And Cade, I believe he has been, one of the first 5. I've seen him in many of the other series and or collections. I actually purchased Cade in my first 5, the Rocket Collection. So this reincarnation of Cade, this particular series or collection is called the Cowboyz. The Cowboyz as in C, as in cat, O-W-B as in bat, O-Y-Z as in zebra. That's how it's spelled. It's not Cowboys with an S at the end. It's Cowboyz with a Z as in zebra at the end. And this is the only Bratz Boy, according to this fandom page, that belongs to this series or collection. There are no other Bratz Boys. This is a line, or not a line, this is a collection or series for the year of 2009. There are 2 other series for this year of 2009, and each has its own Bratz Boy. The one Bratz Boy. There is a Spring Break collection or series which only has Cameron as the Bratz Boy for that collection or series. And then the third and last collection and or series for this 2009 is Wildlife Kobe. I really haven't gone into do a little bit of research on those because I haven't bumped into them, and I'm not purchasing them yet. If I do get lucky at some point and I do get to purchase them, then I'll get more in depth with them. But it looks like for the 2009 year, there were 3 collections. At least those are the only 3 collections available or visible on the fandom page for the Bratz Boys. Cowboyz, Spring Break, and Wildlife. Cowboyz is only Cade, Spring Break is only Cameron, and Wildlife is only Kobe. So, for the Cowboyz of Cade, let me see if this thing is going at all. Thank you. There are, and I did not know this, when I bumped into this guy on the auction website, that I'm frequenting now for my Bratz Boys collectors dolls, he is extremely expensive. Well, not as expensive as some of my top two expensive Bratz Boys, but for what's in the box and what's available with him, he is extremely expensive, in my opinion. However, if I were to compare it to two of my top Bratz Boys in collector's price, he's not. But because of what very little he has, to me, he's very expensive. Um, he's very rare though. He's not as readily available. He was a few years ago when I bumped into him on this auction website and another seller's website online. I actually would see him often. I don't really remember if what version of his I would bump into more often. I think it was this one. However, there's another reason why I really, really had to have this one, and why he's very rare and very special. And I don't know why this series or collection works this way in particular. Because in the fandom page, it doesn't really mention whether he's a first edition or second edition, which is why I'm probably thinking there is like a difference. But I'm going to get into that a little bit later. However, he comes in with nothing other than himself, the doll, everything he's wearing, which is not much, and a cowboy hat. And then that's it. The box doesn't have anything else. I don't see a poster there either. So he's basically what you see. There's nothing else there. He's very cute, very stud-like, very attractive. I totally dig everything about him. He's very different to the other Cades. First of all, we will have to pay attention to that haircut. He's got a buzz cut, and I'll let you know later why this is important. He's got a buzz cut that looks spectacular and amazing. I just love that buzz cut. He's got, of course, his signature hazel, or actually light brown eyes. He's got somewhat of a tannish skin, like a little sun-kissed tone to it. And of course, he's got that signature cowboy shirt and signature jeans, cowboy jeans. It looks like he may have some little sport boots down there. They don't look like cowboy boots. To me, at least, that's in my opinion. And of course, we can't forget the cowboy hat. Very interesting. A very good looking hat. Very amazing. He was, by the way, the last one available at that auction website, which leads me to believe there's not many of these around anymore. I'm pretty sure everybody has their own now. But so those are the points that are very distinctive about, this Cade. The fact that he's got a buzz cut, and of course later on I'm going to say why the shirt is also very distinctive. But then that's pretty much it. The hair and then that's it. And I have to admit I had never seen Cade like this with that kind of haircut. It's like the first time I saw Cade with a haircut like that, with a buzz cut. I call it a buzz cut. Who knows what it's really called, but I call it a buzz cut. So that is really interesting. And I really love him. I think I went crazy for him. Yes, he was expensive, but once he arrived, I just wanted to hug him, cuddle him, and he is a stud. He is gorgeous. He's amazing. Oh my God. The box has a little bit of wear and tear. It's not super glossy. It's not super clear. It's not mint condition. There's some wear and tear, and it's got a little bit more wear and tear than mine, just a little. There's like a little cut there that I had to tape. I'm not gonna touch it too much because I don't want to mess it up. So yeah, that part in there extends all the way to here. It's cut, it's opened. I'm gonna probably tape it. I'm gonna have to tape it, and then I had to tape the side because it was opened. Actually, not upwards, but downwards. It was pushed in, so I had to push it up a little and tape it right there. And there you go. That's the tape. That's where it extends, all the tape, and then you can see the cut right there, right there. You get it closer to the camera. Yep, the cut's right there. So I'm gonna decide whether I want to put tape on that or not. Yeah, that cut right there, that's the major damage. That's pretty much all the damage, aside from the fact that a couple of scrubs here and there for the cardboard. The box is like any other. It's got, it's got your plastic showcase where you can see the Bratz Boy. And then, of course, the cardboard background with a little bit of a little thing going on there, a little theme for both the Bratz Boy and the hat. And then, of course, it's got the cardboard cutout at the bottom. And you've got the Bratz Boy's picture and the name Cade for the Bratz Boy, and then the Bratz Boy logo, and then the name for the series and or collection, Cowboyz, that ends with the letter Z as in zebra. And so it looks spectacular. And then, of course, the back of the box is always an incredible story. You've got the fuller picture of the Bratz Boy wearing the hat and his name Cade at the top, and then he's got a little bit of an introduction. Once again, the Bratz Boy logo, and then the name for the series and or collection, Cowboyz, ending with the letter Z as in zebra. Very spectacular, very interesting, very unique. In my opinion, a little bit too cheap. That's just my opinion, but either way. But it's very cute, very unique, very its own kind of theme going on, its own everything. And of course, he looks identical to what he's wearing, and looking very sexy, very hot. Oh my God, Cade, just spectacular. However, this is the reason, and it's just probably the only reason, that Cade from the 2009 Cowboyz collection and or series that ends with the letter Z as in zebra is very special, because apparently, and this is why I'm having a little bit of trouble with this series, apparently there's another Cade from this same collection and or series, and it's Cade, the Cowboy, from the same series or collection, Cowboyz, that ends with the letter Z as in zebra. The other Cade doesn't have a buzz cut like this one. The other Cade has long hair that ends about here, and it's combed a little bit like backwards. He looks more like Cade, in my opinion, the Cade that I remember, the Cade that I know. But it's exactly the same. The other Cade from the Cowboyz collection in our series from 2009 that ends with the letter Z, everything else is the same. Box, the tone of his skin, the color of his eyes. And then the shirt, of course. I said I was going to talk about the shirt. The shirt of the other Cade is almost the same, but the pattern and the color mixture is a little bit different. And I'll let you know why I know that. So, we established that this Cade from the 2009 Cowboyz series and or collection that ends with the letter Z as in zebra, I purchased, he was available at my current auctions website that I'm currently using for my Bratz Boyz collectors dolls. And so I was able to purchase this wonderful, beautiful thing there for a very expensive price. And I happened to go back to the other website that's not an auction website, but more like a seller's website, where I started to purchase my collector's Bratz Boyz dolls at the beginning of this year. And you're not going to believe this. I bumped into the other version of Cade from the 2009 Cowboyz collection in our series that ends with the letter Z as in zebra. It was the craziest moment of my life. I was actually doing a little bit of research online for, in general, Cade from the Cowboyz series and or collection, and I was able to bump online into the other Bratz Boy Cade from the Cowboyz series and or collection. So I happened to tap on one of the photos on Google Images. And believe it or not, it took me straight to the seller's website that I was frequenting earlier this year for my purchase of Bratz Boyz collector stalls. And that Cade was also for sale. The scary thing is that the other Cade was also very expensive, just like this one. So I ended up having to purchase that one as well because I really couldn't just live with one of them, and I had to have both because they both are different. But the video, of course, is about this one today, and I'm going to upload tomorrow's video about the other Cade so you can see the differences between both of them. However, the other Cade I was able to purchase from the other seller's website. I was crazy. I was just going completely crazy, and I couldn't believe it. Yes, it's a lot of money and completely broke, but who cares? But so that is the special theme with this Cade. It's not just the fact that he is from a standalone series under collection called Cowboyz, with the spelled C as in cat, O-W, B as in bat, O-Y, Z as in zebra, with a Z at the end. But he happens to be one of two Cades for this specific collection in our series. I didn't know that. I would have never found that out if I had not searched him online through Google Images, and I would have never actually been sort of like pushed to purchase the other one as well and have both. I do have to admit I spent too much money on both of these. I was really happy with both though when they arrived because they are both very incredible looking. The collectors and our sellers, I'm going to do the tilt, have kept them as much mint as possible. And I cannot complain. They're better looking than mine any day. They look amazing. They look incredible. I cannot believe that collectors and enthusiasts, or whatever these people are, they keep their Bratz Boys in excellent condition. So I'm very, very glad, very thankful, and I don't regret paying the amount of money that I did for them. Because they're incredible. They're amazing, amazing Bratz Boys. And definitely I could never keep them this mint. Even though this one has that slight damage at the top of the box that I showed you that I'm going to have to tape over or do something about, they look better than anything. They look amazing. But, so that is the funny story about this Cade. It's not just the fact that he is a standalone Bratz Boy from a standalone collection or series which only has him, but there's another Cade, and the other Cade looks a little bit different with longer hair. I was initially excited about purchasing him and adding him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys because I wanted him to have a little friend like Rodeo Wayne, which I had purchased earlier before I purchased him, and I could have them together. And here I am, I find out later that of course there's another Cade and I have to purchase him. Now I've got three cowboy looking Bratz Boys. I've got the Cade, this one with a buzz cut, that wonderful sexy buzz cut that he has, is sporting. And I've got the other Cade with the longer hair, sexy as heck stud Bratz Boy. And then I've got Rodeo Wayne. So that was pretty much the intense story. It wasn't just the fact that they're a rarity, especially now, and you can almost never find them, but it's also the fact that there's two of them, and they are registered in the fandom page for the Cowboyz collection in our series from 2009, because I got to see both photos. I just didn't really, I couldn't believe they were both available. And I'm just so glad I was able to get my hands on both of them. And but let's go back to this one. I just love him so much. He's incredible. He's amazing. He is the best I have ever seen. I had never seen Cade with a buzz cut before. And definitely not dressed as a cowboy with a cowboy hat and a cowboy theme. And the fact that they just took out, a little bit of extra, interest in changing the name Cowboyz giving it the Z as in zebra at the end for the name Cowboyz just made everything even more perfect for me. I am just really excited, really thrilled to have added him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys that will never stop growing, because now I have 3 incredible Cowboys from the Bratz Boys line. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm thrilled, and I cannot believe it. So I was dying to make this video. I was dying to make this video and to talk about him because as soon as I got all 3 together, I could not believe that I had all 3 together. And I was just so thrilled. So this is him. This is the 2009 Cade from the collection and her series Cowboyz, that instead of having an S at the end, like the regular word Cowboys, it has a Z as in zebra. And you can see it right there on the box. And so this concludes my video for today of the Bratz Boy I had planned to introduce you to. And then I'll be uploading another video soon, as in tomorrow soon, with, of course, his little buddy, who happens to be just the same Bratz Boy, who looks just a little bit different. And I'm going to be anxious and very thrilled to do so tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching my video and getting to meet my Bratz Boy. And I'm glad and very happy that I was able to introduce him to you. And I can't wait for tomorrow when I'll get to see you again and you'll get to see my other Bratz Boy, almost twin of the Cowboyz collection and her series from 2009, and Mr. Cade. Thank you very much for watching.